Alright. I don't know if my stream's gonna get cut off after an hour again. I can just hope not. Anyways, I've backed up the save, so I have to talk to Raphael again. But I guess things could be worse.
My, what manner of place is this? A path to redemption? Or a road to damnation? Hard to say, for your journey is just beginning. What would suit the occasion? The words to a lullaby, perhaps. The mouse smiled brightly. It outfoxed the cat. Then down came the claw. And that, love, was that. They do know how to write them in Cormier, don't they? Well met, I am Raphael. Very much at your service.
Am I talking to the mouse or the cat?
Neither. The fox, rather. Hiding, in a word. A silent observer, about to break the silence. Of course, what I have to say merits some privacy, as well as some more, let's call it, refinement. This quaint little scene is decidedly too middle of nowhere for my tastes. Come. There, middle of somewhere.
Can you be more specific than somewhere?
The house of hope, where the tired come to rest and the famished come to feed lavishly. Go on, partake, enjoy your supper. After all, it might just be your last.
What makes you say that?
Call it a ninth sense. What's better than a devil you don't know? A devil you do. Am I a friend? Potentially. An adversary? Conceivably. But a savior? That's for certain.
Why would you help me?
Because my compassion is boundless. I stride among the needy, giving comfort where I can. And you're in dire need. One skull, two tenants, and no solution in sight. I could fix it all, like that.
You're mad if you think I'll make a deal with a devil.
And what is madness but a denial of reality? Still, I've a feeling you'll change your mind before it's changed for you. Try to cure yourself, shop around, beg, borrow, and steal. Exhaust every possibility until none are left. And when hope has been whittled down to the very marrow of despair, That's when you'll come knocking on my door. Hope. Such a
Such a
tease.
tease. Take me back. After that, I never want to see you again.
By all means, bite the hand that feeds you, while you still have teeth. All those pretty little symptoms, sundering skin, dissolving guts, they haven't manifested yet, have they? One might say you're a paragon of luck. I'll be there when it runs out.
Oh, that's already different. We don't get to have that.
Do you feel as flattered as I do? Fighting to dine with a devil.
You're familiar with devilry, then.
I've never met a devil, but of course I've read a great deal about them. Even feigning a mortal form, it was easy to detect the whiff of sulfur about him. To spot the flicker of hellfire in his eyes.
Don't let his bluster fool you. All that talk of desperation merely illustrates his own. I think he wants something from us, badly. And in that knowledge lies our opportunity.
I'll remind you that when dealing with a devil, you always draw the short straw.
There's no such thing as an absolute certainty.
Let me play the devil's advocate. The man is too eager. Do not dismiss his offer out of hand.
If there's one quality all the denizens of the hells embody, it's ambition. A quality they share with many humans, come to think of it.
And how do you propose we beat a devil at his own game?
By figuring out his true intentions. Fact one, there's something very strange and very powerful about our tadpoles. Fact two, a devil offers to take it away.
Devils aren't known to aid mortals out of simple kindness. Whatever Raphael wants, we must be the key to getting it, along with our tadpoles. So, I say for now, we wait. If I'm right, Raphael will seek us out again, and when he does, there's a mighty bargain to be made.
Remember his Cormyrean rhyme? Down came the claw. Perhaps we should start growing our nails.
Bloody hells. Literally. Just when I think I've got a grasp on our dilemma, a devil shows up. No matter. We've dealt with every other oddity thrown at us lately. We can handle this one too. Now, as for this Raphael, he knows our secret. He claims he can help. What do you make of him?
Ha! Got it.
Anticipation. She is testing me somehow. About Raphael.
Seems like you have a particular point you want to make about Raphael.
Actually, yes, you're right. Very intuitive. Clearly the devil was trying to sow doubt among us. He's clever. My order uses the same tactic when dealing with enemies of Shah. You don't need a scourge or a rack to break people. Fear and self-doubt is sufficient. When actual pain comes, the victim's already done the heavy lifting for their torturer. There were no right answers with that devil. He was toying with his food. Us.
I didn't realize you were so well versed in mental and emotional torment.
Aren't you glad that I am? It's an effective trick. Watch out for it. And for Raphael.
I can't help but feel you and I missed the chance to connect, truly
I
connect.
think I know what you mean. There's an undeniable rapport, and yet we haven't made time for each other. Time alone. Easily remedied, if you like. I know a place.
I'd like that, just lead the way.
Not just yet. Let's choose our moment. Some quiet night, when the others are asleep and there's no distractions. I'll come for you.
Alright.
This devil Raphael flaunts his paltry wings as if he wants to impress us. You saw the red dragon slaying his infernal kin above hell's fires, did you not? Next to a dragon, the devil's a gnat. When I am Kithrak, I will take my Queen Vlaakith his head as a trophy.
Kithrak. What does that mean?
Githyanki Knights, the riders that chase the Nautiloid. They are the commissars and enforcers of my Queen Vlaakith's will. Vlaakith bestows no greater honor. To wield a Kithrak's silver sword is my destiny. I will earn my queen's favor, and I will conquer every layer of hell should she command it.
Why were these knights chasing the Mind Flayer ship?
The Geich are my kind's mortal enemy. It is not unusual for the Kithrak to give chase, to penetrate the hells. This is unusual. But I'm not one to question the wisdom of my queen. I can see but to the horizon. Vlaakith's sight pierces the many planes.
Now there's a bloody devil trailing after us. Well, this gets better and better. Shop around, he said. He seems sure we won't find anything. And he might be right. We've had no luck so far.
If you want to sell your soul, be my guest. Or we'll have to cross that bridge when we come to it. Or not. He's not. We still have options.
Maybe. But all that, take your time, I'll wait, nonsense. He's playing with us. Cazador liked to toy with people too. Let them think there was hope, right until the end. Until he snatched it all away. Creatures like them don't play games, unless they know they can win.
We're not his playthings. We'll show him that.
Maybe. But he's not the only one spinning a web for us. This is no ordinary Mind Flayer parasite. Who tampered with it, and why? What do they have planned for us? And why are we important enough that a devil comes knocking on our door? If we find those answers, we might have a chance.
The Devil with the Silver Tongue. An old fairy tale my father read to me. The kind with a hero, a villain, and a moral. A farmer made a deal with the devil, so the story goes. In exchange for the farmer's dearest fruit, the devil granted him a bottomless coin purse. The farmer's dearest fruit, naturally, was no apple nor peach, but his beloved daughter. We can learn a lot from fairy tales, don't you think?
With the right teacher, yes. What are your thoughts on the devil, Will?
Refuse him no matter how tempting the offer, no matter how delicious the feast he lays out for you. The cost's always too great.
Don't worry. I have no interest in the devil's deal.
That's because you still have hope. But when he becomes your last hope, remember this. He'll require of you only what you're least ready to part with. And then require more still. You might think you'd give up anything for a cure. But the devil won't take just anything. He'll take everything.
My condition is worsening again. I need to consume some powerful magic or it may become volatile. Thank you. It is a strange experience. Each time anew. Like a lost soul is spelunking through the darkness that is me, only to be sacrificed on the dread altar of the heart. Somehow the second artifact hasn't had the effect of the first. It's somewhat relieved the discomfort, but I fear my hunger hasn't quite...
Are you alright? Is there anything I can do to help you?
You do plenty for me, more than you realize. But this cannot be remedied. The magic isn't having the effect it should have. It's not like the last time, like a rainstorm that quells a forest fire. It merely drizzles. The embers still sizzle, the fire remains undefeated. I'm not certain what's going on, but nothing good. Please, I need to think. I need to retrace my steps to a glade of calm and think. Thank you for the artifact. A great deal of trouble it was too. A great deal of trouble indeed.
Something tore right through these people. They didn't stand a chance.
Feast reeks of brimstone and offal. Every breath is thick with blood. You hear what comes next before you see it. The sharp snapping of bones, and a yelp of pain as her body starts to twist and undulate. You watch with cold realization. This isn't the end of one life, but the start of another. Gnolls, vicious, monstrous humanoids can spawn from the corpses of dying hyenas. Her belly splits like a rotten fruit, birthing a frenzy of claws and fangs.
This won't be quick. That hyena's run off for help.
Let's spill some blood. Yes.
Ready. I'd better take a peek.
May the dice roll in my favor. It shall be done.
Forever dauntless. Making my move.
My path be true.
Thank God for not being a waste.
Hope your soul is in good hands. Light on my feet.
With finesse. That nearly ended me.
On my way. Take you.
deep and move.
I think we're out of scrolls.
What fools these mortals be. On the victor's path.
Swift and lethal. This is your end.
The blade will not bend.
Time to strike.
Some healing for a wizard in need.
Shadowheart! It can't be.
Step to it. No holding back. Making my move.
I will ascend.
These boots have seen everything.
What should I do?
Allow me to demonstrate.
This is my time.
Birthing gnolls? How horrid.
Wonder how many more newborns are around.
Just a brief respite.
The air is ripe with magic.
Can't afford to stay idle.
Sharp as ever.
Assume nothing.
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times.
Time to get going.
Where's Withers? There you are, buddy. We need Asterion back now.
Fate, dost thou require a new... Then thou must This is the price of... Well, by doom and dusk, I strike thy name from the archives. Rise.
Whatever killed those gnolls might be nearby. Careful.
Cut it out. There's worse than gnolls out there.
Nothing we need to worry about.
Atine's friend. You're welcome to rest here. Who's there? Please, keep your distance. You're welcome to shelter here, but we've grave injuries to tend to.
Who or what attacked you?
A devil. The most deadly foe we've yet encountered. We are paladins of Tyr, Lord of Justice. He sent us after an infernal being, straight out of the Nine Hells, hiding in the form of a one-horned tiefling.
One horn? Then you mean Karlach, Archdevil's bootlicker.
You know her, which means you know what the Fiend is capable of. She slaughtered countless refugees fleeing the Absolute. Yesterday, she butchered an entire family without mercy. We were lucky to survive our encounter with her.
Where is this devil?
She ran toward the river when she saw we were merely wounded, not dead. Down the hill from here. She must pay for her crimes. If you capture her, you will have served Tyr where we could not. This is the sword of justice, blessed by Tyr. I've wielded it since I swore my oath. It's all I have, but it's yours if you stop her. Bring me her head, and Tyr will consider her crimes repaid.
Very well. I'll bring you her head.
May the just God guide you.
Down the hill from here. Oh my god, there she is.
One horn. The stink of Avernus. Advocatus Diaboli.
Well, I'll be God's damned. The Blade of Frontiers. Thought I'd shaken you for good. That'll teach me to underestimate you.
You're the devil we've been hunting, Karlach, right?
Bloody right. An honor to be chased by the Blade of Frontiers, but I...
A great heat roars through you. Her heat, fiery as the hells. Then you're lost in visions of demonic armies as you tear through a landscape of fire and blood, the Blood War. You saw it from above as the Nautiloid passed through Avernus. This woman was on the front line.
What was that?
Evidence. Proof that you're a devil. A gladiator in the archdevil Zariel's army.
I can explain, but it's a whole situation. If you just hear me out...
Another vision. Karlach's blade raised, slicing through devils, Zariel's servants, as her eyes dart around, seeking escape. Her rage and desperation seep into you. She is a victim of the Blood War, not an agent of it.
She's trying to trick us. Don't believe her lies.
You saw the truth. I never wanted to serve Zariel. I was enlisted in her army against my will. Forced to fight, and fight I did. When I saw an opportunity to get away, I took it. Finally home. Or near it, anyway.
You served her. That's enough to damn you.
Stand down, Will. You saw what I saw.
Will catches his breath and his lips straighten. Sheer dread twists his face.
You don't know what you're saying. You're asking me to trust a devil.
God's just stubborn. Karlach's not a devil, and you know it.
Listen to sense now. I don't want this to end badly for either of us. You know monsters, right? Better than anyone. Look into my eyes. Can't you see I'm not what you think?
Shit. You really are no devil, are you? I've been deceived.
Oh, thank the gods. Thought I was gonna have to take your head.
You would have died in the attempt. But there have been enough threats today.
Truce then, eh?
Aye. Truce.
I'm Karlach, but you already knew that. And you are...
I'm Silva.
Well met, soldier. Nice to meet a friendly around here. It's been tough going so far. I may not be a devil, but I can put the Blade's reputation to work. How would you feel about helping me kill some evil bastards? Little background if your moral compass needs something to point at. You already know I fought in the Blood War. I was good. Really good. Turns out I've got a knack for killing demons. That made me a valuable asset. Zariel, the archdevil herself, made me as her personal attack dog. I played along until I could get the fuck out of there. But devils don't like to lose their assets. Zariel liked it so little. She sent a bunch of goons, so-called paladins of Tyr, to take me back. Problem is, I'm not going.
Let's send them back where they came from.
Fuck yes! They cornered me outside the toll house just up the hill. Doubt they've gone far after the scorching I gave them. Then we can work on evicting this parasite and take Faerun by the short hairs. Sound good?
She's, perhaps a little rough around the edges. But I suppose I can be smooth enough for two.
Sounds like a great plan.
I'd hug you if it wouldn't scorch your skin off. Whew. I'm getting all het up. Let's make tracks.
Where we are in relation to Waterdeep.
All's well that ends. Not as bad as it could have.
So, Will, now that we've made peace, how about we get to know each other properly? What's your story?
Not so much a story as a pantomime. And I've played my part all too poorly.
What's that supposed to mean? Lay it out plainly, Will.
Go on. We're listening.
It means that a reckoning's coming. And I'll be the one to pay up.
You make it sound like a harvest of devils coming for your throat.
You're closer than you know. One night soon when we make camp, the veil will be lifted, and I'll face my penance.
Penance? Should I be worried?
You're not in any danger, I promise. I can't say the same about me.
Why are we slowing down?
Yeah, we'll have this conversation later. Let's go fight some folks.
You brought her here. We won't survive another assault. Leave us in peace, and we shall leave you in kind.
Cut the crap, Anders. I know what you are.
Don't let her hurt us. Please. We just want to go home.
There's something in the squint of his eye. You suspect he's lying.
Enough of this charade. I know who you really are.
Enough. Enough. I'll not play pretend anymore. Karlak, you're going home in pieces if needs must. And you'll soon learn what it means to ally yourself with the likes of this garbage.
Avernus was never my home. It was my prison. I'm free now. And I'm never going back!
On my way.
Well, so much for peace. I'll strike you down.
favors the fearless. Finding my way.
Victory awaits. On the move.
On my word. Need some oil over here.
No choice but to keep going. Try me.
I speak, they burn.
I'm ready.
Take your heal.
Battle favors the fearless. No time to waste.
Victory awaits.
Survival is all that matters.
Let me recite their demise.
Need to act fast.
This is my time.
I am fury. I am death.
2 steps at a time.
Can you feel death's cold grip?
I can't even catch my breath. No time for mercy.
Soldier, I need your help.
Fuck them. Fuck Thariel. I won't go back. I'm never going back. And if any of Mummy's little friends want to pick up where the others left off, they'll find nothing but a pile of ash.
Easy, Karlak. Those flames are getting big.
Not big enough. Now get out before you get hurt. Now!
Damn!
Everything's going dark.
The fuck?
Still breathing, despite everything.
Whew. Had to let off a little steam after facing off with those ignots. Granted, the fire's lasting a little longer than it should. How do I look?
Slightly mad, to be honest. Are you alright?
Who? Me? This is the best day I've had in years. Hear that? Infernal engine for a heart. Lets me burn as hot as the hells. Seems to be running in overdrive since I left Avernus. Won't be seeing my mechanic anytime soon, so I'll just make the most of the extra heat. Just don't get too close, till I've found a way to calm it down.
How the hells do you get an infernal engine for a heart?
High pain tolerance, and a dynamic duo of truly shitty bosses. But it's a bit early in the game to be getting tragic backstories. Let's save the Scar show for later, after we've worked up an appetite for tragedy. Meanwhile, I'll need to find someone who can tune up my engine sooner rather than later. Believe me when I say this thing is hot. The first time I faced down those paladins, they let slip there was an infernal mechanic in the area. A tiefling. He might be able to stabilize things, if I can find him.
Wonder if they meant Damon, a tiefling weaponsmith.
A weaponsmith, huh? Not sure if he's the guy, but I'd love to find out. A tune-up would do this rusty heart a world of good.
Well,
Come on, let's go!
just get you healed up a bit.
Is that blood? No, never mind.
That corpse smells ripe. Enough time for its killer to have moved on.
Damn, it's good to be alive.
No time to rest.
Sharp as ever.
Soldier.
A hero at heart.
Wits and blades, always sharp.
I'm used to this breaking after a bit.
A hero at heart.
There we go. Why wasn't it getting damaged before?
No one back home will ever believe this.
A trap. Just as I expected.
Trap. Be cautious. That might be worth a look. I'm way too big.
Whew. It's a lot of gold to just casually be laying around.
Trap. Be cautious.
Careful, I bite.
I want to stare in Shadowheart. They're all my people of choice.
I'm ready. Whatever it takes. There's something more to this. What am I missing?
Never a dull moment.
I know that should open it.
What a day.
Let's get going.
Okay, Asterion. Universe chooses you to do this.
Traps. How considerate.
It's a lot for 2 gold. Guess a lot of that gold over there is fake. Alright.
Looking ahead.
Come on, guys. We're getting out of here. We're rich now. Whoops. Let me make sure I bring them up too.
All right. What now?
There we go. That's a better order. Yeah, 10 gold ink pot. Alright. Let's go check out that Daman character. First, I should go grab the nearby waypoint.
Bodies everywhere. Accident or sabotage?
There we go. Now we teleport over here.
A scout just reported. The goblins' leadership has been decimated. We might escape this place yet. I took a collection from all of us. It isn't much, but you've earned it.
You can keep your coin.
Very good of you. Thank you.
Halsin will likely want to thank you too, mind. He returned just a while ago. I believe he's catching up with Korga. As for us...
No armies at our heels. Amazing. We can finally leave. But perhaps we need not speak of farewells. We'll join your camp tonight to celebrate if you'll have us.
We'll see you there.
Remember, stay near the center of the group.
I left my sword in the cave. Don't tell, but I don't want to touch it again.
Bah! At your age, I'd already spilled my own cousin's blood. Face your fear, or it will devour you.
Ah, guys, I just want to speak to the children. Get out of here. Damn.
I'm not fighting anymore. Not even if someone calls me names.
I'm glad you killed all the goblins. I hope you made them scared.
If there's fighting, you run.
It smells bad out here. I want to go home. You're lucky. You can go wherever you want. You saved us! Just like Baldur.
Heltrell didn't want us. And those druids sure as hell didn't either. But you risked your life for us.
Right. All of our taking stashed away for the journey?
Yes, Mum? Check twice myself.
But to be sure.
God. It seems we might actually make it to the city now. Hope the neighbors are a bit more welcoming. We did it.
I knew this would come right if we just stayed positive. Not that your blade didn't help too.
What blade, bruh? I'm a fucking monk. What blade?
We did it.
You do good work. If you can handle more than goblins, might be I'll have use of you in Baldur's Gate.
I'm looking to trade.
Always a deal to be done, even now.
I'll give a kid random items for his gold.
Try not to die up there.
What's this? Mattis, this is junk. Where's the...
Mattis says we should say thank you.
I'm glad you didn't die. No discounts once I'm running the wider Baldur's Gate, mind.
So it's true. You scattered the goblins. Peace can finally return to this corner of the Sword Coast. Thank you.
I'm just glad I could help.
As am I. And I'm sure those poor refugees would quite agree.
What's a trade?
Of course. May you keep balance.
This grove is kept by Sylvanus' faithful.
Thought I sensed an infernal around here. But you aren't from Elturel. What's your story?
I spent a good bit of time in the Hells. Enlisted against my will by the Archdevil Zariel. Same as you, I suppose, if you're from Elturel. The devils were delighted when your city was swallowed up. I thought they had you for keeps. Glad you got out.
I got lucky. It looks like you did too. And you brought some infernal machinery with you.
A little gift from Zariel. Keeps me burning hot.
Very hot by the smell of it. Might be burning out a piston ring or leaking oil. Mind if I take a listen?
Be my guest. But don't get too close or your eyes will melt shut.
Phew! You really are burning up. Whoever put that engine together tried to house metallurgized demono valves inside a Ragnak's alloy casement. Very risky. I might be able to help. But I'd need infernal iron. And a prayer that my hammer will survive the work. That thing isn't meant to operate outside of Ernest. I'm not sure how much longer it'll keep running the way it's going.
Will you be able to turn down the temperature a little? Worried I'm gonna go in for a handshake and singe someone's arm off one of these days.
I'd worry about surviving the night first. But help one, help both. If we can cool you off, it'll stabilize your engine and allow you to touch whomever you please.
Hey, soldier. I think we picked up some of that infernal iron already. What say you? Should I give it to him?
Absolutely. Let's see what he can do.
Please let this work.
The weight of it. And that blaze of chaos. Can't imagine this where my heart should be. Must be quite the experience. Give me just a moment. And I think... There. You'll have to install it, I'm afraid. I don't think there are thick enough gloves in all the realms to protect from that kind of hit.
That feels... good. I'm still burning hot as hell's hole, but I feel less... changeable. Cheers, mate.
Pleasure. And as for the heat, I haven't got any solutions now, but I'm not giving up. Could be if the combustion chamber had its own insulation, or if we had some kind of enchanted coolant. Find me again in Baldur's Gate. If I'm worth my salt, I'll have figured something out by then. Take care, Karlak. And hopefully the next time I see you, I'll have something promising to report. Pocket any infernal iron you find along the way,
Take me. What I wouldn't do for better tools.
Damon's upgrade didn't cool me down, but it did juice me up. I don't think I've ever felt more powerful.
We'll find more infernal iron and get you that second upgrade too.
Sooner rather than later would be good. I feel like I'm burning serious fuel.
Will you be alright?
Oh, fuck yes. I'm ready to burn all night. Speaking of, I could eat a giant badger. Is it almost time for dinner?
Well,
damn druids. Who uses wood?
I definitely should go speak to, Halson. My name must be further up on that list, baby. Alright.
I thought I had been a good teacher to you. Clearly not. You took it upon yourself to undertake the Rite of Thorns. I ought to exile you from this place. Forever. Instead, I shall listen to the explanation that you owe me.
I owe you nothing. Goblins swarmed us like roaches while you stumbled after the past. You chose to abandon us. I chose to protect us.
Silence! The rite has been ended. I will allow you to stay, but consider yourself a novice anew. You have forgotten the ways of the druids, our place in the natural order. You shall learn it all once again, right here. Backslide, and nature's fury will crush you.
As you wish, Master Halsin.
That's all. She tried to imprison a child.
A misjudgment. One that should weigh heavily upon her. But the Grove still needs her passion.
you will soon see why. But enough of that for now. I owe you my thanks. The grove stands. Nature prevails. And again, I am in your debt.
Speak to Wrath. He will reward you for your efforts.
I hope this grove of yours was worth the bloodshed.
Believe me, it is. The span of a mortal life isn't enough to grasp the importance of this place. Its roots touch everything.
What happens next?
The journey to Moonrise Towers, and all the dangers that entails. But that's tomorrow's problem. Take some time for yourself tonight. Rest, celebrate. Come morning, I'll be by your side.
Then banish me. When the... Peace. Enjoy it while it lasts.
Is Nettie in there? I kind of want to go speak to Nettie. Oh, Wrath's also in there.
You done it. You brought Halcyon back. Thank you. No, thanks is not enough. May Sylvanas bless you for all your days. I cannot imagine taking on a camp full of goblins was a simple task.
Think nothing of it. I'm glad Halcyon is safe.
As am I. The grove will be whole again. And I promised you a reward, didn't I? Let me show you on your map where you can find the cache. Take this rune. You'll need it. Place it among the pedestals inside our library. When the wolf glows brightest, everything in the vault below will be yours.
Blessed day. I was worried I'd never see Master Halcyon again. You kept your word. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
I don't know if I can ever restore Sylvanas' peace to this place. But I'll have the chance. Thanks to you.
Sharp as ever.
Wing's still a little stiff, but I'm getting stronger.
At least things have stayed interesting.
Have to tidy this.
I was given a rune. Is it gonna be mixed in with all these clothes? One can hope not. Where's the rune?
So why does touching it give me a knot in my stomach?
Wish it did more damage. Maybe I can give it to Gale?
Long way from Waterdeep.
Yeah, I'll give it to Gale.
Is that blood? No, never mind.
I wonder, if I take off the modded outfit, what does this look like? See, that wouldn't be bad if I was doing a normal unmodded playthrough, but not gonna lie, nothing's gonna beat my modded outfit. But I guess I'll wear that for its benefits, because I think I still get the benefits of shit I wear. Alright, is that all the reward? It was pretty good. I think that's it. Alright. That's nice. Tanks.
Think. What else do we need?
I think it's high time you all left. Our sacred grove has sheltered you enough.
Where were you during the attack?
Within the inner sanctum, of course. It is not for us to fight your battles.
You disgust me.
I assure you, the feeling is mutual.
You did this grove a great favor. And now leave the rest to us.
Peace.
Peace out. Your citizens are assholes.
I hear the goblin leaders met their ends. Unfortunate for them, but very fortunate for the grove.
I mean, technically, I did intentionally only knock out Minthara. And I did check after long resting. Her body isn't there anymore, which means I should be able to get her as a companion later. But I did steal all of her clothes. She just woke up naked, cold on the ground. I think she would have preferred death. I wonder if Alfira is still over here. Alright, no, she left. It's a very nice view over here. Alright. It's time for us to go party. First. Alright. I think I need to hit end the day.
You know, I never pictured myself as a hero. Never thought I'd be the one they toast for saving so many lives. And now that I'm here... I hate it. This is awful.
Really? Saving lives is awful.
We killed some goblins to save some tieflings. The tally of lives didn't change much. But what do I get for all my hard work? A pat on the head and vinegar for wine. Pfft.
It's a heavy, rich red, dry and sharp.
See what I mean? Awful. All I want is a little fun. Is that so much to ask?
That had better not mean I want to kill something.
Not at all. I was hoping for companionship. And, well, maybe a little death. Figuratively speaking. Not with you, just to be clear. I mean, can you imagine? Ugh, no. Anyway, don't let me keep you. I'm sure you have someone else to sniff around.
It's a bed and a roof for me.
Alfira!
This might be the wine talking, but I'm feeling inspired. Thinking of writing my next song about you. But I need an angle. Any ideas?
You know what? Sure. Maybe a song about my mixed heritage. It's a point of pride for me.
Absolutely. With a foot in two worlds, you're the force joining both. You're going to love it.
Would you look at this place? All these people happy because of us. It's nice to be somewhere where good is still possible. And with good potations too.
This would be a bit fast. We just met Karlak. Did you have parties like this in Avernus?
Not so much. You spend the whole time avoiding swords and schemes. Plus, people just get nastier as the night wears on. I tried to make friends at first. Learned my lesson fast. Better to keep to yourself in hell.
Enjoy yourself tonight, Karlak.
You too, soldier. Enjoy yourself tonight. You've earned it.
Everyone seems to be in high spirits. Strange. You know who I never thought I'd find myself caring for?
Refugees?
Exactly right. Never gave them much thought. Certainly not that bunch in the grove. Yet we came through for them. We saved their lives. Odd.
Not so odd. We did the right thing.
That's more easily said by some than others. But nobody's here to debate right from wrong. Share a bottle with me?
I'd be glad to.
We should wait a little while. Until the others have drifted off.
I'll find you after everyone's turned in for the night.
Best not keep me waiting. I'd prefer not to entertain myself.
Shadowheart's romance is my favorite romance. Just by default. She's the character I'm most attracted to, so it makes sense.
I have seen the Kithraki tear a screaming Neogi's legs from its belly to fashion into blades. Yet they could not match your nerve today. It was enough to drive me to madness. A pity for us you have promised your knight to the half-elf. I've no doubt you will satisfy your tastes for endless conversation.
I don't appreciate the snide tone. I'm happy with my choices.
For now. But come morning, you will wonder. You will wonder how my lips might have tasted. How my fingers on your skin might have felt. Oh, but do enjoy yourself this night. I intend to myself. Astarion looks particularly tempting.
Astarion and Lysel? Now that's a hookup I need to fucking see. To believe. I didn't think they would match that well, but maybe.
You have no idea how good it feels to see these people smiling. The singing we could probably do without, but even so, thank you.
Always wanted to sing at the Elfson Tavern.
If the owner has any sense, they'll hire you on the spot.
Hey, you! Can you keep a secret?
Of course, my lips are sealed.
Just between you and me? I nicked some wine. When the barrel's tapped out, I'll be there to save the night. For a price, of course.
Hope you're enjoying the night, hero. I certainly am. Cheers to many more like this.
Alright. Halsin.
Go on now. Don't waste a night like this talking to me. We'll discuss your problem tomorrow.
I thought you might care to have a drink with me.
In truth, I rarely imbibe. The stuff goes right to my head. Before you know it, I'd be breaking into song or declaring love to the first person I laid eyes on.
We'll talk another time.
Go on, enjoy yourself. Seek out some wine before it runs dry. There are a lot of thirsty people around here.
Beautiful night, don't you think? Nothing like a brush with destruction to make one appreciate the majesty of a celestial canvas. It's a view I would once have shared with my companion, though definitely unaccompanied by such revelry. She preferred it when we were alone, curled up before a crackling hearth with some ancient, esoteric tome between us. Ink glinting in the firelight.
Are you talking about your cat?
By a Gerorn's lost nose! No! Tara is not any cat. She's a Tressum. And given your confusion, I'm guessing you've never met one. They're brilliant creatures. Fine company for any self-respecting wizard. She'd be most impressed by our efforts saving these tieflings. Proud, even. And I've given her little to be proud of recently. After I was afflicted with my condition, I locked myself in my tower for an entire year. I was inconsolable, wallowing in my self-inflicted tragedy. I'd given up on myself. But Tara never did. It was her encouragement, her research that led me to my treatment. Once we knew that magically infused items were the key, she went out to find them for me. She saved my life. After so long being cared for by someone else, it feels good to have repaid the favor. Not directly to Tara, but to these poor tieflings. I'm sure she would approve.
What is Tara like?
Remind me of her somewhat. There's a steeliness in you. An unwavering tenacity, even in the face of, to be frank, quite dire odds. Wish she were here for me to make a formal introduction. But I would never ask her to undertake such a journey. She's safer at home. Besides, she was always telling me I needed to spread my wings, so to speak. Find mortal friends instead of hanging onto Mistra's coattails. So that's what I'm doing. I hope.
You don't have any friends?
Sadly not. If I'm being entirely honest, my social circle is rather small. More of a dot. Or a pinhead. I've got acquaintances, certainly. Plenty of colleagues. Friends? Those are precious indeed. I hope, though we've only known each other for a short time, I might be able to count you among that number.
That depends. What do you like about me?
Were I to recite that list, I fear we'd be here at dusk tomorrow. Many things, I assure you. But a conversation better saved for another time. With my condition as volatile as it is, I fear any undue excitement may tip it over the edge, so to speak. Go. Indulge in the frivolities. They're good for the heart. And mine will be all the lighter to see you enjoying yourself.
Ah, hells. I was hoping you wouldn't notice I was gone.
Are you alright?
No. I'm deeply proud of you. A touch less so of myself. In truth, I don't feel in a festive mood, and I didn't want to cast a grey cloud over the night. These people are still in danger. 1,000 perils will still threaten them. They aren't ready to get on the road on their own.
You're right. But we need to give them hope.
You're good at it. You've given me some just by being here. But, off with you. This is your day. Have a dance. Enjoy the music.
I wish you were there, but I respect your need for peace.
Some time alone beneath the stars, and I'll be back to my old self. Promise. Still, it's a night to remember. You've made sure of that.
Think of it. No more caves, no more tents, no more running away. We'll be in a city with roads and markets and homes.
Fate spins along as it should. Dost thou require a new ally? Or mayhaps a resurrection instead?
Not to be rude, but what are you?
There are many answers to that question. None are important.
Skeletons aren't supposed to be able to talk.
Correct.
Are you going to explain further?
No.
Tack.
Look at them all. Guzzling poison like we've the right to be happy.
You should join them, have a pint or two.
Perhaps it'll make the evening more tolerable.
Yes. Are you planning to share the last of that wine? Yeah.
Is that it? Have I spoke to everyone?
Sherry! That's infernal for cheers. Or possibly turnip.
I need to dance! No. No, I need to lie down.
This party's a bit more bearable, thanks to that pint.
To beds and hearths, to dirty pubs and dwarven ale.
Go on. The others will kill me if I keep you all to myself.
Interesting.
Is this everyone?
Your song was coming along. Then things began spinning. Worry not. I shall return to it at first light.
Go on, do your rounds. But if they hand you something purple, don't drink it. I think they got into Ethel's potions.
Enjoy yourself tonight.
Alright. Think that's every interaction. Except for you, buddy. Okay.
buzz of celebration quiets to a soothing hum as you approach your bunk.
Though you seek repose, you needn't spend the night alone.
There is one who yearns for you in the dark. Who will you seek? Your heart skips a beat. What treasures might this night bestow?
You made it. Come here. Sit with me.
I wouldn't dream of missing it.
So eager. I'm surprised it took you this long. Well, to begin, I think a toast is in order. Any suggestions?
To victory.
Dominant, self-centered, savoring another's loss. I like it. To victory. Now tell me something about yourself. And no tadpoles, dragons, marauding goblins, or anything like that. Something about you.
You first. I will win.
Don't laugh, but I'm not quite sure I have anything to share. When you worship Shard, secrecy is everything. We'll sacrifice our own memories when ordered to. A lot of the little things, they're lost to me right now.
Wrong. You like night orchids and can't swim. You told me once.
I did. And you remembered. You're sweet. There's still plenty of wine, and the whole night is ahead of us. Nearly light. The others will be awake soon. What?
You're beautiful.
I know. But you're sweet to notice. Thank you for last night.
There's no need to thank me.
Well deserved, though.
She trails off. You read an invitation in her eyes.
That didn't hurt, did it?
No, far from it.
Good to know. For the future. Let's head back, if we must.
I trust you enjoyed your evening. After all your efforts, it was well deserved. It may be some time before you're afforded another such night. There is much to be done, and I promised I would help you however I could. I'm certain a cure for you can be found at Moonrise Towers, but it's complicated. The journey specifically, it's extremely perilous, though it seems you're well accustomed to navigating danger.
Finally, We're catching up on our puppet master, and the hunt ends at Moonrise Towers.
What's so dangerous about it?
To get to the towers, you'll need to pass through a terrible place. A cursed place. This curse shrouds everything in shadow. You will not find life, light, or anything natural there. Any who linger are twisted by the curse. They become shadow beings, tormented, dangerous souls.
What do you suggest?
You could go overland, along the Risen Road or through the mountains. Easier at first, but you'll run into the Shadow Curse eventually. You could also go under. There is a tunnel somewhere in the ruined Temple of Selûne. It leads to Moonrise Towers through the Underdark. Long ago, a man called Ketheric Thorm built a secret stronghold deep down there, before rallying a whole army of Dark Justiciars, Shah worshippers.
Dark Justiciars. I must see for myself.
Aradin and his lot were looking for a way down there. They were promised riches if they retrieved a relic called the Night Song. But I think there's more. From this stronghold, Ketheric's forces could access both the Temple of Selûne and Moonrise Towers. But he was defeated before he could launch an attack. If you can find this place, I'll wager it will reveal a more direct path to Moonrise Towers. And maybe even bypass the worst of the Shadow Curse.
So, how do I find this underground route?
You'll need to pick it up where Aradin left off. Find the hidden entrance. It's somewhere in the Temple of Selûne.
What would you do?
The decision is yours, but I'd favor the Underdark. Even a place like that is the lesser evil compared to the shadow-cursed lands.
Never thought I'd say this, but it sounds like the Underdark is a safer route.
Anything is preferable to risking the Shadow Curse. I would like to join your camp, if you'll allow me. I can offer my skills, my counsel. I've long sought to return to Moonrise Towers. It seems our fates have aligned.
Let's go then.
May Sylvanas guide us.
Isn't it glorious? Karlach's fury is a wonder to behold.
You said you were going to share your bunk with Astarion.
So I did, and he served his use. Most enthusiastically, I might add. I may even avail myself of his talents again, should he keep his fangs off my flesh.
Is it me, have you been looking at me differently?
I hadn't thought myself so transparent. Well, you'd be a succulent meal. I would like to have gorged. But you've been prodded and picked over like a suckling boar. I prefer fresher meat.
I'd like you to join me.
It is done.
I suppose you want to hear about Cazador.
You don't have to tell me anything you don't want to.
I don't want to say a damned thing, but that won't do anyone any good. Khazad Zar is a vampire lord in Baldur's Gate. The patriarch of his coven, and a monster obsessed with power. Not political power or military power, I mean power over people. The power to control them completely. He turned me nearly 200 years ago. I became his spawn, and he became my tormentor.
So you were his slave?
A vampire's spawn is less than a slave. They're a puppet. We have no choice but to obey our master's commands. They speak, and our bodies react. It's all part of the deal. Sometimes he'd order us to submit to torture. Sometimes he'd have us torture ourselves. Whatever his weather-vane mood settled on.
That sounds terrible. I'm so sorry.
Thank you. But this isn't about sympathy. It's about knowing what we might be up against. The Mind Flayers aren't the only monsters out there. They're not even the only ones hunting us. All I'm asking is that you keep your eyes open and watch out for anything lurking in the shadows.
I'll watch your back, don't worry.
What more could I ask? Now, is that all?
I thought vampires couldn't walk into homes without an invitation.
We can't. And yet I crossed the threshold like moonlight through leaves. This worm is a powerful little beast, isn't it?
Yes, that's what's worrying me.
Oh, don't be so glum. Look at the power it's bringing us. I can walk in sunlight, trespass upon any home, manipulate minds. There isn't another vampire in the realms like me. Granted, the looming doom is an issue, but why not enjoy the benefits while we can?
What do you think is waiting for us at Moonrise Towers?
Who knows? Drow? Mind Flayers? Death? Hopefully not ours. But maybe answers. If we can convince the right people to talk.
What do you make of Raphael's deal?
I won't lie. It's tempting. If I keep the tadpole, I risk transforming into a grotesque monster. If I lose the tadpole, Khazad has control of me, body and soul, and I return to the shadows. It's grim either way. So why not sell what's left of my soul to a devil? Better he has it than Khazad.
You're trading one master for another. You'll be a slave either way.
You're familiar with the phrase, better the devil you know? I know Khazad, and I'll take anything that saves me from that.
Soldier.
What do you know about the city of Elturel falling into Avernus?
It wasn't all that long ago. I never knew the whole of how and why, but I remember the devils slavering with delight. I should have looked after the Elturans more. Gone out of my way to make sure they were all right. The long and short of it was, I didn't want to risk my neck. I let them get on with the nightmare, same as I had to. But Avernus is no place for decent folk. I'm glad they got out. So glad.
How did you end up with such a contraption in your chest?
The year, 10 air. The place, sleepy little town called Baldur's Gate. Our hero, Karlak, a knock-kneed delinquent from the outer city with everything to give and nothing to lose. I was a kid looking for a way to fill my days and make some cash when I fell into the wrong crowd. Worked for a guy I respected. A lot. Turns out the feeling wasn't mutual. Through the jigs and the reels, he made a deal with Zariel behind my back. You know Zariel, right? Archdevil of Avernus. She put this thing in my chest and set me to work. Well, to war. I learned quick how to stay alive. And the end... killing devils. 10 years of that. The stories I could tell.
You mentioned a boss who gave you up to Zariel. Who was it?
Guy named Gortash. Politician. Inventor. One of these wheeler-dealer types who seems to have a finger in every pie. I guess I was naive to think everything he got up to was above board. What did I know? I saw a job. A good job. With people I liked. Doing work I was good at. Sometimes I'm jealous of that girl. Ugh, to feel so invincible again.
What does that infernal engine do to you?
Gives me energy. Power. But you've seen it in action. Very hard to control. If I'm excited at all, angry, nervous, delighted, enticed, I burn hot. Hot enough to burn anyone who gets close.
What's that been like?
Agonizing. God's what I wouldn't give for a hug. A pat. Anything. You've never met anyone so desperate for a hug as this one right here. Pathetic perhaps, but true. It's my lot to bear, and I bear it badly. Ah well. Can't have it all, can you? Not today, at least.
All's well, I hope.
I wanted to talk to you about that night we spent together.
I was going to say the very same thing. As soon as I worked up my courage a little. I can't recall the last time I shared so much with someone. Maybe I never did before. It meant a lot to me. You mean a lot to me. And that was before the kiss.
That night meant a lot to me. And I hope there's more to come.
I hope so too. Though I'm not sure what kind of courtship will be afforded, given all that we're facing. But if you want to see where this goes, I do as well.
You seemed intrigued when Halson mentioned Dark Justicias before.
I was. He mentioned Dark Justicias, and we've come across other signs of a Sharon presence during our travels. I'm not sure I can dismiss that as a coincidence. Fine. What's on your mind?
How am I holding up in your estimations?
Quite splendidly, to give credit where it's due. You and I have shared some good times together, and it seems we have plenty in common.
What do you think about what happened to the Druid Grove?
I suppose some would commend our actions. Goblins would have razed that whole place to nothing if it weren't for us. No excuse to rest on our laurels, though. We've still got our own problems to contend with.
These illithid powers we're developing, what do you make of them?
On one hand, they seem useful. But on the other hand, or perhaps tentacle before long, we know where they're coming from, and what lies at the end of that path. I never expected Ceramorphosis to be tempting. I think we should resist these powers. There's simply too many unknowns for us to risk it.
Perhaps you're right.
It's been known to happen.
Copper for your thoughts.
So about our tadpole powers.
Hey, soldier. About that tadpole. Glad to see you haven't gone down the tadpole slorping route yet. We still don't know if that visitor has our best interests in mind.
I thought you might want to do it yourself.
Me? Nope. Sorry.
I don't expect you to do anything you don't want to do.
Good. And you know, keep an eye on yourself. If you start feeling loopy, shout. We don't know what these tadpoles are capable of. Soldier?
Come on, we're heading out.
Aces.
He's still out there.
Karlach's all fire and fury. I pray to the Triad it doesn't consume her.
I'd like you to join me.
That's the spirit.
I believe there's one more. Unless there's not. I don't think there is. It was 6, now there's 7.
Oakfather's blessings to you.
The shadow curse you spoke of, surely it can't be that bad.
It's had the whole region around Moonrise Towers in a chokehold of darkness and despair for years now. Those who remained are shadow cursed. If you don't die at their hands, then you become one of them. We have to get to Moonrise, but the less time we spend in its blighted surrounds, the better.
I have to ask, how do you know so much about the parasite?
I studied one up close. Closer than most would care to be to those things. A drow attacked me and I defended myself. Afterwards, I was able to examine the tadpole that emerged. Hideous, but fascinating. Like nothing else in nature, I'm glad to say.
How will the grove fare without you?
Hopefully. I've chosen a successor as first druid, Francesca of the High Forest. I sent a bird to summon her.
Who?
Precisely. Who indeed? You do not know, and neither do any of the others. The Grove needs to move beyond the mistakes of the past. What it needs is an unknown quantity. An outsider who can enforce the Oakfather's teachings without bias. This is why I chose Francesca. She will restore simplicity and purity to the Grove in my absence.
Sounds like the grove will be in good hands then.
Indeed.
Why do you want to go to Moonrise Towers?
Those illithid creatures threaten the natural order. It's my duty to do what I can to stop them. There's also the Shadow Curse. It's an affront and must be cleansed. I helped overthrow Ketheric Thorm and his Dark Justiciars years ago, but I failed to prevent him from unleashing darkness across the region before he was defeated. If I can join you and get close to Moonrise, perhaps I can lift this curse, just as you find a cure for your infection.
Do you know how the Shadow Curse can be stopped?
Perhaps. But we'll need to get closer before I can put my theory into practice. Put it from your mind for now. Once we near the curse, then there will be more to be said.
Seems you feel responsible for this Shadow Curse somehow.
Well, there's hardly anyone left to share the responsibility with. Few who witnessed the fall of Moonrise still draw breath. What Ketheric Thorm unleashed is not something that nature can undo by itself. I must do what I can. I studied the Shadow Curse for years, but to truly understand it and stop it, I must reach its source.
What about this secret stronghold in the Underdark? You must know more.
Precious little. But I'm quite certain it can still be found. Aradin was convinced there was a hidden entrance in the Temple of Selûne. I'd start there.
Is that why you went with Aradin? You thought he might find this route to Moonrise?
Precisely. Then perhaps I could have done something. About both the Shadow Curse and Ceramorphosis aberrations. But in my eagerness, I put far too much faith in the abilities of Aradin and his band. We didn't even get close.
It can't have been easy, surrendering your title. Won't you miss being first druid?
Miss it? Oh dear no. It's a terrible burden. Takes you away from nature, and forces you to deal with others' problems and personalities. Be wary of anyone who actually wants such a role, I say. Likely they don't understand it, or they have ill intent. I'm just glad to be out here amidst the Oak Father's creations.
How are you faring out here at the camp?
Wonderfully. If I'm honest, the grove was too comfortable for my tastes. I felt removed from nature. I'll miss my books, but I can find all the wisdom they contain out here, firsthand.
You'll find plenty of books before long. I keep coming across them everywhere.
Is that so? Well, nature does abhor waste. I will keep watch, thank you. I had a feeling time in your company would prove fruitful. You wish to speak?
I'll leave that. I'll do another conversation later.
Always a delight to speak with you. What can I do?
Alright.
The dog pants through a ball held firmly in his mouth.
Woo! Drop the ball, boy.
He relinquishes the ball. It is well chewed and slick with drool.
Can I throw it?
His eyes track the ball avidly. He shuffles on his paws, ready to chase after it. Scratch's tongue lolls out happily. his tail wagging even faster.
I just got an idea. I can play fetch with Scratch. Go get it, boy. Alright, let's go. How do I summon Scratch? Oh.
Trust no one.
Have a lot on my mind and, well, in it.
Go get it.
Where am I needed?
Let's get your imp buddy out here.
Let's get going.
I believe the Scratch Immortality mod is added. Okay, Scratch is safe. We can have him out with us. Alright. Come on, gang.
You think you saved us? You just prolonged the inevitable. Sooner or later, other outsiders will bring trouble to the Grove.
Okay, but you can be less of a fucking bitch.
Do you hear them? The birds. They're beautiful. I've thought of nothing but goblins and tieflings for so long. I stopped listening.
So is everyone cleared out then?
vampires actually drink blood out of goblets like in the storybooks? Doesn't seem very fresh.
Straight from the neck is preferred, but goblets are used in mortal company. They save on awkwardness. We could share a drink some night, if you're curious. A nice red wine in your goblet, of course.
Very kind of you, but I'm saving my best bottle for someone already.
It wouldn't be that silver, is it? Hey.
We cannot restore balance to the grove while you continue loitering. Please leave.
Peace. Enjoy it while it lasts.
Okay.
So, Shadowheart. Such a name implies yours is a difficult heart to find.
It's not that hard to find. Perhaps any difficulty is more telling of you, Gale.
Interesting theory. I think we should go on a rescue mission.
Something bit me.
Just an insect. I'm sure you'll survive. Besides, it probably figured you for a tasty treat.
Give me an aboleth over a midge any day.
An illusion. With a passage at the end of it.
Here we go. Yes, of course. Don't look.
There's blood in here. Just be quick.
Coming through.
Tactical. Let's see.
Oh, this is
Consider me intrigued.
Worth a shot.
Enjoy playing with your new friends. Bye-bye.
Now where has she slithered off to?
Don't look. Don't. Stop. Please. Please.
Don't take the edge off.
Wait.
My condition likes being ignored as little as I do. I must consume another artifact. And soon. Thank you. Good gods. It hardly has any effect. Oh, Mistra, have mercy on us all. Listen, I need to speak to you, to all of you. It would be unconscionable of me to remain silent.
Go on, you're among friends.
I might just be about to remedy that. You have to know who I was. You have to know who I really am. What I am is a walking shadow of the promise I once held. I'm what one might call a wizard prodigy. Who from an early age could not only control the weave, but compose it. Much like a musician or a poet. Such was my skill that it earned me the attention of the mother of magic herself. The Lady of Mysteries. The goddess Mistra. She revealed herself to me and she became my teacher. In time, she became my muse. And later, even my lover.
Are you telling me you made love to a goddess?
Oh, yes. We enjoyed each other's company. Body, mind, and soul. But even so, I desired more. You see, no matter how powerful a wizard we mortals can become, we never scratch more than the surface of the weave. Mistra keeps us in check. There are boundaries she doesn't let us cross. Yet, every time I was with her, I stood on the precipice, gazing into the wonders that lay beyond. I sought to cross her boundaries.
You thought you knew better than Mistra. You're more a fool than I thought.
Quite. I tried to convince her. I pouted. I pleaded. Swore my ambition was only to serve her better. But she only smiled and told me to be contented. But inconceivable as it seems to me now, I shared a bed with a goddess, and yet I wasn't satisfied. So I sought to prove myself worthy to her instead. We come now to the crux of my folly. Shall I share the story behind it, or would you rather head straight to its sordid finale?
I'm intrigued. Tell me all.
Very well. Here goes. Once upon a very long time ago, a mighty lord lived in a tower. A flying tower, to be precise. I'll save his history for another time, but the gist of it is that he sought to usurp the goddess of magic so that he could become a god himself. He almost managed, but not quite. His entire empire, Netheril, came crashing down around him as he turned to stone. The magic that was unleashed that day was phenomenal. Roiling like the prime chaos that outdates creation. Even the weave itself could not withstand the onslaught. It fractured, then shattered, and all magic was lost to the mortal realms, until the day Mystra returned. She restored the weave, reuniting all its scattered shards. Or so I thought. Until, in the course of my studies, I learned of a book. A Netherese tome in which a piece of the fractured weave had been sealed beyond her reach. What if, I thought, what if, after all this time, I could return this lost part of herself to the goddess?
I guess you ruled out flowers and chocolates altogether then.
You know me. My gestures can never be grand enough. I was certain that this deed of raw power, draped in romance, would convince Mystra to take me by the hand and welcome me into her hitherto forbidden domains. I was mistaken. I obtained the fabled book and took it into my study. As for what happened next... Here. Place your hand over my heart. Let me show you.
You feel the tadpole quiver as you realize Gale is letting you into the dark. You see through Gale's eyes, staring down the corridors of a dread memory. A book bound and suddenly opened. Inside there are no pages, only a swirling mass of blackest weave that pounces. Its teeth, its claws, it's unstoppable as it digs through and becomes part of you. Oh, gods, has it ever happened?
What is it? What do you see?
How are you still alive?
Thankfully, the moment I absorbed the fragment wasn't enough to kill me outright. It was only the beginning. This Netherese blight, this orb, for lack of a better word, is balled up inside my chest. And it needs to be fed. As long as I absorb traces of the weave from potent enough sources, it remains quiet. Were it ever to fully destabilize, however.
You will die.
Rather worse, actually. I will erupt. I don't know the exact magnitude of the eruption, but given my studies of Netherese magic, I'd say even a fragment as small as the one I carry, it'd level a city the size of Waterdeep.
Unbelievable. Did you ever think what would happen if the tadpole got the better of you?
Every waking moment. Every dreaming moment, too. But there was no way out. All of this. It must feel like a betrayal. Say the word, and we'll part ways.
I care too much about you to abandon you now, Gale. We travel on together.
That is a great relief. Oh, a great relief indeed. You truly are a soul that steals my own. From all my new rallied heart, I thank you. I thank you all. I understand if you stand against me. I'm humbled if you stand with me. Either way, I will do my best not to let you down. I stand at a precipice, but if you do not give up hope, neither shall I. I'll fight. I'll resist as long as I can. Now, even I am tired of the sound of my own voice. Let us venture forth.
Stop. I can't have...
You are as thick as they come, sweetness. This is my personal playhouse, and you don't have an invite. Get out!
Tell me where Myrina is.
Has that wriggler eaten your brain already? Leave. Or you'll end up in tonight's stew. You'll go nicely with Myrina. She's already marinating. Ah!
Ghastly place.
My dearest Ephraim, he begged me to halt the deadly disease that ravaged him.
What's that? Don't look.
As you edge closer to the mirror, a pale face appears, contorted in fear. Fists slam against the mirror's surface again and again.
My sweet Callum, whose beloved asked that his beauty never fade.
Away! Away!
You feel crushing waves of fear as the presence within the door recoils. It can't let people through, not again.
What happened the last time you opened?
Images flash. A man cowering, a bag open at his feet. Gold coins spilling onto the floor. His cries for mercy are cut short as the hag slices into him, dismembering him painstakingly, limb by limb. She cackles, the man's remaining flesh twisted and contorted, becoming the twisted surface of the door before you. Flee, you feel it cry.
I have to get through, now.
Frustrated, the door rattled. You see the hag and yourself. You lay bleeding as she leans over you, a smile on her face. Her teeth, a row of deadly needles, shine as they dive into your throat, blood spraying.
Not happening. The hag will die first. Count on it.
The door twitches, but stays firm. Its form flickers, and you realize that the door is transparent.
If I kill the hag, you'll be free.
You see the hag. She walks through the door, its form shimmering. The lightest touch of hope brushes your mind as the presence within retreats.
My gentle Lauren. He wished to know what was to come.
Please. Please.
A thief who tried to steal from Auntie.
Away.
Now the good little pet guards my home.
Don't. No. No! Don't look. Mustn't look, mustn't see.
Are you alright?
I see it. What's to come? Me. Dead. Dead! Flesh rotten, bone shining! Skull splitting, knife twisting, gut spilling! All future. All bad. All... Gods, don't hurt me! Oh, please, 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 please!
You're safe with me, I swear.
No! No! Monster! For mind dripping, flesh peeling, mind flayer!
Look at me. I'm not a mind flayer.
No! No! Mind flayer! Get away! Get away!
No intention of letting that happen.
Stop!
Still me.
Please!
Even after
Please!
everything. Let's have a look at myself.
Away! Away!
I've missed this. Keep them guessing.
Hold on. These people are pawns. I do not wish to kill them.
I don't fancy their chances.
Make me hurt them.
If I take off the masks, I can save them. That's why I can't kill them. I think, anyways. I don't know if that actually works. I just hope to God it does. No, it killed him.
I won't do it!
There we go. This means that means my immortal scratch mod does work. He can't even be hurt.
Where do I go from here?
This is an act of mercy.
Let's get this over with.
Let's have some courage. You're mine.
No gloom, all doom.
Eat this!
What a terrible situation, though.
Aye, aye.
On the victor's path. 2 steps at a time.
I will ascend. Taste my fury.
I won't!
Yes, Auntie. I'll wake up pretty little bones.
I wonder if this is worth the cost. think you can take me on.
I'd love to, thanks.
Well, hello.
Still alive, so that's progress.
Hot foot. Place is trapped.
Be wary. This place is trapped.
Stay vigilant. There are traps here.
Looks like a trap there.
Just as I expected.
Oh dear. Someone's left a trap.
That sucks. Literally could have rolled a 4.
Where am I needed? Be wary. This place is trapped.
It's okay, Shadow Fart. Get up.
Trap.
Thanks for that retard, Karlak.
A welcome rest.
All's well
There. In the cage.
Careful. There are traps about.
Hello?
You come to my home, interfere in my business, and now have the gall to face me in the heart of my lair. You petulant bollocks! I'll rip your spine out your asshole! I'll use your blood to spice my stew! I'll keep you alive until I've sucked the marrow from your bones. And then I'll bring you back and do it all over again.
Just get out of here! Please!
You want the girl so bad? Fine.
That girl hasn't got long, if you plan to save her.
Bloody clever clogs.
Incendio vivi.
Wait! Wait just a tick! Killing me is a waste of time. I'll find a way to return. Always have, always will. But it's unpleasant. So how about we be civilized about this, hmm? I have something you want.
What I want is Mayrina alive and free.
But she's worthless to you. Let me leave with the girl, and I'll give you power. You want to be stronger, tougher, smarter? Done. Anything is possible. Just let me keep the girl and her babe.
Not only would this be a vile deal, it would be folly to trust a hag's gifts.
It's your choice, sweetness.
No good can come of this. Let Mayrina go.
Gods turn your goody soul to shite.
But the deal... What about my husband? What happens to him?
Deal's off, you dumb cow. And you've him to thank for it. Not that it matters. I'll find another just as plump and ripe. I can set up shop elsewhere. People always need lotions and potions.
Best of luck, Auntie.
Bollocks to luck. It's only the deal that counts. Bye-bye, Petal.
You bastard! You ruined it! You ruined everything!
Slow down. What did I do?
Ethel was going to bring my husband back. Back from the dead. And now I'll never see him again. Because of you!
Don't be naive. A hag was never going to help you.
She would have. I had everything figured out. Just a bit longer and my child would have been born. And all this would have been over.
You were going to trade your baby for your dead husband.
Don't judge me. I have nothing. My baby would have been raised in rags. Auntie Ethel promised to give this child a good life. Teach them magic, even. More than I could have done.
Don't sell yourself short. You can raise this child.
I always wanted to be a mother. I just never thought I'd do it alone. Now I'll have to drag Connor's coffin all the way home. It's the only way this child will ever meet their father. I hope you're happy.
Soldier?
Speak.
That orb seems powerful. What can it do once it's extracted?
Nothing good can come of it unless it is contained. Why?
It might be useful. Who knows?
Gods! Didn't hear you coming. I know I should head home, but I can't bring myself to leave. The thought of putting him in a wheelbarrow and making the journey all over again.
I found a wand. I think I can resurrect your husband.
What? You can?
You feel a surge of power from the wand. The air suddenly tastes acrid. It wants to be used.
Bring him back! Bring Connor back! Please! What? What's happening? Why is he still dead?
You feel something pull at you. The creature yearns for a master.
What have you done to him?
So the hag fulfills her promise. It can never be simple, can it?
But this isn't what she promised! I wanted him back the way he was, not this!
This is your husband. Do you want him or not?
Connor? Connor! I don't even know if he's in there, but he might be. And if he is, I'll find him and bring him back.
Here's the wand. Good luck to you and Connor.
Thanks. But we'll need more than luck. A bloody miracle, more like it. I'll find a wizard or something. Maybe someone in Baldur's Gate can help us. Connor always said you can find anything in that city. Remember? And thank you, I guess. Come on, love. Let's go.
Perhaps using Ethel's wand wasn't the best idea.
Pity. He's beyond even the power of the weave to help now.
Transforming into a mind flayer might have its perks. At least then I could float over this muck.
Not one for roughing it, I see.
Wallowing in filth.
Pigs, children, and people with a little bit of grit.
Now, can that dog shut the fuck up?
Hellfire. She's coming.
Will, you've been naughty. And you know what happens when you're naughty.
Gods damn it. Anyone but her.
Goddamn devil. Get out of my camp.
Now? But I'm just getting comfy. Call me Mizora. I'm Will's patron, the fount of his power. My pet's been unruly, and his leash needs a yank. We had a deal, Will. But Karlak's still breathing.
I've taken more pleasant shits than you, Mizora. And at least those can be buried after.
That's no kind of talk for a lady. By the way, Karlak, Zariel sends her regards.
You told me! Devils only! She's a tiefling, not a monster!
How precious. The little pupster's found his bark.
Clause G, Section 9. Target shall be limited to the infernal, the demonic, the heartless, and the soulless.
Karlak meets the criteria by virtue of having no heart.
Get to the point, devil. What do you want?
The point? Oh, yes. Thanks for the reminder.
Will burns in the fires of Avernus. The lightning storms of Dis strike his flesh. His soul passes through each layer of the hells, gaining their essence and their torment.
That's better.
What the hells have you done?
A promise broken, a price paid. You know the terms.
Get used to the new form, pet. There's no going back. Some magic even I can't undo. Now, let's see how the frontiers fare without their precious blade.
Karlach, keep an eye on him, would you? I'll be keeping mine on you.
Oh, and Will, don't forget, our pact still stands. Ta-ta. I'll be honest, soldier. I'm reeling. Will hardly knows me, but he chose my life over his. Been a long time since someone stuck their neck out for me like that.
He's a good man. Maybe the best of us.
You can say that again. When he was chasing me through Avernus, I thought he was just another sad merc. How wrong I was.
Looking at something?
How did you know I was here?
The only benefit to a mirror when you have my condition, it doesn't quite make up for the lack of a reflection, mind you.
Do you miss it? Seeing your own face?
Preening in the looking glass? Petty vanity? Of course I miss it. I've never even seen this face. Not since it grew fangs and my eyes turned red.
What color were they before?
I don't know. I can't remember. My face is just some dark shape in my past. Another thing I've lost. What?
I'll be your mirror. What do you want to know?
I want to know what the world sees when it looks at me. What you see.
Strong, piercing eyes.
Oh. Go on.
That dangerous smile.
Very good. Now just tell me I'm beautiful and we can call it a day.
You're fine now. Shadowheart. There's a beauty.
How dare you? I thought we had something special. Still, you're nice too. I better get some beauty sleep. It seems I need it if I'm to catch up with the competition.
I can't help feeling Will got off lightly. The wrath of the hells is second only to the wrath of the heavens. Having a devil in our camp will certainly make things interesting. Never a dull day, is there?
If you ever feel the Netherese magic overtaking you, what will you do?
If it should ever come to that, if I ever know I am no longer able to stop it, I will do anything I can to ensure no one but me pays for my mistakes. I will find the remotest place on the surface of Faerun, or perhaps far below in the depths of the Underdark. I will await that death, alone. I promise I will not betray your trust. You kept me by your side despite the menace that I am. If worst comes to worst, I will be long gone before the curtain falls.
I was wondering about that mighty lord you told me about in your story.
Ah, yes. Karsus. Karsus was perhaps the most powerful wizard that ever lived. The child who would be a god, the elves called him. And he tried. With a spell of his own devising, he endeavored to usurp in one fell swoop the power of the goddess of magic. Mistral, she was called then. Imagine what it must have felt like. To be a god. To know yourself, to be untouchable. To be mistaken. As Karsus aimed his spell at her, she began to unravel. And with her, the entire weave. Too late did he realize what he had unleashed. It would have been the end of everything had not Mistral sacrificed herself. The goddess of magic is all magic. By dying, the entire weave was lost, and the spell that challenged a god failed. It was the end of Mistral, the end of Karsus, and the end of an entire civilization. As the child who would be a god was turned to stone, his empire came crashing down around him. The floating cities of Netheril were no more. An event that came to be known as Karsus's folly.
So at that moment in time, all magic was gone?
For a spell, Mistral was reborn as Mistra. Upon her return, the weave returned with her. Now, so many centuries later, I try to follow in the footsteps of Karsus. Not to destroy Mistra, but to prove my love for her. I tried to control only a fraction of the magic that was unleashed that fateful day. I merely sought to return one tiny diamond to an imperfect crown. Gale's folly, one might call it. History, repetition. It's the way things go.
Gods damn her, straight back to the hells. Just look at me. I did what was right, and Mazora made me pay for it. I'd be hunting devils and demons, she said. Traitors and hypocrites, heartless evils of all sorts, but not Zariel's victims. Not innocent tieflings.
The Blade of Frontiers has some explaining to do.
I'll say what I can, but it won't be enough. It's Mazora who grants me the power to conjure armor and cast eldritch blasts. Before I was infected, I could even call hell beasts and summon festering clouds. But I promise you, every thrust of my blade and every flame I sparked was for the good of the coast.
What are the terms of your pact?
I can't utter the terms or circumstances of the pact. I can tell you most all else, but the pact, I'm forbidden, unless Mazora permits it. But I'll say this. The moment I pacted myself to Mazora, I have not regretted for a heartbeat. It was my proudest deed. It was worth the sacrifice. All I can give you on that is my solemn word. Well met.
The Blade of Frontiers in the guise of a devil. I'd remark on the irony, but I'd hate to waste the breath. Still, it took guts to defy that petty patron of his. The Blade's sting is real.
Ah, yes.
I hope Mazora flies into the blades of a windmill for what she did to Will. Though, I must admit, the new look is a little dashing.
You and I, we share something special, I think. I want to talk about it.
Very serious of you. But go ahead.
How are you faring?
It's strange. I've been dwelling on what I told you before about wanting to become a Dark Justicia. But perhaps I should be content with my lot. I'm already blessed to have you at my side, after all. Fine. What's on your mind? Quite splendid, to give credit where it's due. You and I have shared some good times together, and it seems we have plenty in common.
Alright. I'm going to end this here for now. Thank you for watching.